Welcome to our exciting journey into the world of plants and how they make their own food. Today, we're going to explore a fascinating process called photosynthesis. To help us understand how it all works, our learning objectives for this course. By the end, you'll be able to define photosynthesis as the process where plants make food using sunlight. Identify the basic ingredients needed for photosynthesis. Name the main products plants create during the process. Label the parts of a plant that help make photosynthesis happen. And finally, explain why photosynthesis is so important, not just for plants but for people too. Ready to get started? Let's go. Aman's science teacher told him that they would start class on photosynthesis today. And Aman immediately had a question.
Sir, why do we even need to learn about photosynthesis? I mean, plants are just there. Do they even need food like we do?
That's a really good question, Aman. It might seem like plants don't do much, but they're actually super smart in their own way. No, plants don't eat food like we do. They don't go shopping or cook meals. Instead, they make their own food using sunlight, water, and even the air around them. And this process, called photosynthesis, is a big part of how all life on Earth works.
Sir, I know plants are important, but is photosynthesis really such a big deal?
That's a great question, Aman. Photosynthesis is very important, not just for plants, but for all living things. You see, plants use it to make their own food using sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. And while doing that, they release oxygen, the air we breathe. Without photosynthesis, we'd have no oxygen to breathe and no food to eat. So yes, it's a pretty big deal. It helps keep life going on Earth.
But I don't see plants making food.
That's a great question, Aman. You're right. Plants don't cook in a kitchen like we do, but they do make their own food right inside their leaves. It's a special process called photosynthesis. Come on, let's explore how it works step by step. Plants are pretty amazing, right? They use a special process called photosynthesis to make their own food. But how do they actually do that? To find out, let's explore the important parts that make photosynthesis happen. In the image you see, there are several numbered labels. Click on each one, like the sun, the leaves, the roots, and more, to learn what role they play in this awesome process. Each label gives you a quick explanation and an audio clip to help you understand how nature's food-making system works. Ready to explore? Let's dive in. Sunlight is crucial for photosynthesis. It provides all the energy that plants need to make their own food. The leaves of a plant are specially designed to capture this sunlight thanks to a green pigment within them called chlorophyll. Have you ever wondered why most leaves are green? It's because they have something special inside called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll's main job is to catch sunlight and turn that light into energy the plant can use during photosynthesis. Pretty cool, right? Now, let's talk about how plants breathe. If you look really closely at the underside of a leaf, you'll find tiny openings called stomata. Think of them like little mouths. They open and close to let gases move in and out. Carbon dioxide, and the gas from the air, enters the plant through these stomata. And guess what? After photosynthesis, the plant sends out oxygen, the air we breathe, through those same tiny openings. Pretty amazing how plants do all that, right? Next, let's take a look underground at the roots. Just like we need to drink water, plants need it too. The roots work like straws, reaching deep into the soil to soak up water. Once the water is absorbed, it travels all the way up the plant, right to the leaves. Water is super important because it's one of the main ingredients plants need to make their food during photosynthesis. Now, let's zoom in even closer. Right inside a leaf, If you could peek inside just one tiny leaf cell, you'd find special little parts called chloroplasts. These chloroplasts are like the plant's mini factories. This is where the real magic of photosynthesis happens. It's where the plant actually makes its food using sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. Pretty cool, right? So now that you've seen the components of photosynthesis, let's talk about how the process actually works in a simple way. Plants need three main things to make their food: sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. First, the roots soak up water from the soil. That's the blue water coming from the rain. Next, the leaves take in sunlight from the sun. At the same time, they absorb carbon dioxide from the air. Yep, the same gas we breathe out. Now here's where the magic happens. Inside the leaves, the plant uses sunlight to combine the water and carbon dioxide. This creates glucose, a kind of sugar, and that's the food the plant uses to grow. And here's the best part. While making food, the plant also releases oxygen, the fresh air we breathe. So, thanks to photosynthesis, plants get their food, and we get clean air to live.
Welcome to the step-by-step journey of photosynthesis. In this activity, you'll learn how plants make their own food, all by using sunlight, water, and air. There are 4 simple steps to explore. Click on each step one by one to find out what happens at that stage. At the end, you'll see how everything works together to create food for the plant and oxygen for us to breathe. Ready? Let's quickly go over what we learned. Plants take in sunlight, carbon dioxide from the air, and water from the soil. They use all of this to make their own food in a special process called photosynthesis. This happens inside their leaves, where a green pigment called chlorophyll helps trap sunlight. The plant then makes a kind of sugar called glucose, which gives it energy to grow and stay healthy. And while doing this, let's quickly go.
Not exactly. Plants don't eat food like humans. They actually make their own food using sunlight. Almost. Here's the order. First comes sunlight, then carbon dioxide, then water, and finally, the plant makes food and releases oxygen. Use the trick. Some cool water plants grow oxygen. Try putting them in the right order.